All right, Coach, we've talked about the schedule being a little bit different this week with the emphasis being studying for finals, but what sort of basketball things have you been able to accomplish so far this week, and what do the next couple of days look like for you guys?
Well, I mean, we gave them a couple days off at the beginning of finals week. We've always done that just to get them, just to give them those days so they can really prep and to get that done. And so really today's what, Thursday? Is today Thursday? Yeah. So we went Tuesday and Wednesday, and I felt like we had some good stuff going. This is a time when you can put some stuff in that you've been wanting to put in, some things that you've been wanting to work on. And I'm not going to be specific with you, Caleb, of course, and we all know why. But there's certainly things that you can work on and things that we need to clean up, things that we could put in and make ourselves better at it. It's also a time to get in the gym and shoot.
Looking at the tournament itself, 3 games in 3 days, I kind of looked back. It doesn't look like you've encountered that since your time here. What sort of challenges or differences does that present, and maybe what benefits at the end of the day will it provide for your team?
Can you repeat the first part of that question? I'm sorry.
Just being 3 games in 3 days, I don't think that you've encountered that in your time here. You know, what kind of challenges does that present in terms of getting ready?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know that in my career I've had 3 games in 3 days, maybe once in whatever, how many years I've been going. But certainly it'll challenge. It'll be a challenge. I think we are prepared for that challenge because I think we have depth. I think we've played a lot of people. I think a lot of everybody that's dressing and on the bench has experience of some type. So that's a good thing. I think it'll help us to play hard. And certainly the challenge will be us continue to keep our focus, continue being able to change game plans, going from one opponent to the next and being able to apply that game plan to that specific game and not getting those overlapping. Although I do think maybe our opponents, you always find some similarities and some overlaps so that you can use that to really concentrate on in practice. But it is, I think it's also it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity, and so we're excited to be able to play and to get 3 games in right before we go on break. This is we're excited for that.
Kind of the focus is always normally 1 game at a time. For this particular situation, do you kind of look at all the film and then try to sprinkle a little bit of everything on there, like you kind of mentioned?
Mm-hmm. No, coaches know all of the scouting reports. We might mention something. We may have to see this next week or whatever, but all right now we're thinking about is IPFW. IPFW is our first game. That's all I want our players thinking about. I don't want them thinking about Eastern Kentucky or Wright State. I want them thinking about IPFW. Take it 1 game at a time. Let the coaches think about all of that stuff and be prepared and do the prep. And, like I said, we may sprinkle things into practice that actually have to do with the others. But really what we're trying to do in practice is anything that overlaps that would really help us. We're really trying to focus on that because those things will be the key.
And you kind of touched on it earlier. You kind of empty your whole bench for the games. At this point in the season, are you seeing kind of roles being more clearly defined, or is there maybe some things still you're looking to work out?
Well, I think there's still things to work out, but I think we are taking steps in that direction. And as I look at our season so far, literally, if we'd made 3 more shots a game, our record would look probably flip-flop. 3 more shots a game. And when you think about it that way, it's like, what? And that's how close I think we are to doing some really nice things. And but again, that's like climbing the mountain and you're 2 foot from the top. If you give up, you still don't make it to the top. So we need to keep working. Kids need to get in the gym. We need to knock down a few more shots. We need to continue to get better on the defensive end. Our rebounding and our boxing out has to take a step up. But this is 3 games, then 1 game after Christmas before we go into the league, and so these are all prep games for the league, and so we'll look forward to it.
Since we're taking 1 game at a time, I'll ask you just about Fort Wayne. On Monday, what are we going to see from them? What have you seen in the film?
They play really hard. Play really, really hard, and they played a fairly tough schedule, and so I think they're going to come. I was going to say they're going to come in here. They're going to go to Wright State and bring a lot of energy to the floor, and so certainly. We play them the first, so they're going to have the most energy probably in the first game, you would think. So we're going to have to. I believe we bring a lot of energy too. So I think that'll be an exciting game, and so it's probably the biggest thing that concerns me is And it doesn't concern me in the fact that I'm wary of it. It just, that's what they bring. You ask me what their strength is, man, they bring some energy.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck next week.
Thanks, Caleb.